Hey, GP teachers. I just wanted to share with you an idea that I have seen about how to make the most out of your F&P assessments. I know many of you are getting started working on the benchmark assessment system to level your kiddos for their guided reading groups. I wanted to give you just a couple other suggestions that might be helpful for you and your students as you work together one-on-one on those running records. So the first thing I wanted to share with you is to think about small groups right away. You might not know the levels of all the kids in your classroom yet, but as you're working with students, you're noticing their reading behaviors, you're noticing skills and strategies that they might need to work on. Don't hesitate to use those things to kind of think about how you might group students for small groups in the future. The next thing I wanted to share is as you're working through Unit 1 of your MESA units, you're going to be thinking about book shopping and thinking about how to help students pick just right books. Right after you've assessed them and had a chance to talk with them about books is a great time to have a collection of books ready for students to shop from. This might mean that you actually do your running records right from your classroom library, or you have a bin of books next to you or nearby so that after the assessment, you can hand a book to a student that you think they would really enjoy and would also be a good fit. Another thing to consider is to use that time to have students reflect themselves. Ask them to rate how that reading felt on a scale of 1 to 10. Was that great? Was it not good? Was it okay? And maybe ask them to tell you why. You'll learn a lot about the kind of reader they are just by asking them to self-reflect. You might also consider using that time to do a quick conference. Right after you've read with them, give them a compliment and a next step. Just from that running record, you probably have some good ideas about what they do well and what they might need to work on. So when they're done with their assessment, you can give them that next step that they can go ahead and practice right away. And finally, consider using that time to set a reading goal together. You and your student can think about what's their goal for reading this year and how can you support them as they make their way towards that goal. F&P assessing doesn't have to be a super summative assessment for kiddos where they sit next to you and you think of their level and that's it. There's a lot of ways to really make the most out of that assessment. Good luck with all your testing. If you have any questions about how to do the F&P assessments or how to analyze the data once you've collected it, don't hesitate to reach out to me or your building literacy coach for further support.